What's up? What's up, people? Hey, man.
30. That's as loud as.
No, man. Listen. Right now, in honor of World Cup soccer, I want to play something right now.
Oh, that's good.
We didn't hear this today in the USA game.
What?
Uh-oh. What? What?
Oh, what just happened?
We didn't hear
Oh,
it.
that was pretty good.
We didn't hear goal. We didn't hear the word goal.
But we advanced.
We did advance. USA going to the next round,
All the
baby.
way, the
Hopefully
16.
you watched. Hopefully you watched. Hold on, I dropped something. Go ahead, keep talking.
Always dropping something.
Well,
hey, welcome to 30-minute Thursday.
Yeah,
again.
30-minute Thursday.
We just got back from an awesome week at camp, and there's some awesome, just absolutely crazy stuff that happened this past week. But we'll get into that in a little bit. I just want to remind you. I want to remind you. That's good.
Remind them. I'm just chilling right here. Remind them.
Hashtag a shout out right now to hashtag 30min MIN Thursday. Give us a shout out. We'll let everybody know that you're watching. It's pretty cool. Text us if you got our numbers. That way we can give you guys some shout outs. And if we get some good activity, man, maybe you'll win something today. We got something to give out. Man,
how about we give away?
No.
Hey, for real. How about we give away your Dennis Rodman autograph jersey?
Oh, my Rodman jersey?
Yeah.
My D-Rod?
Yeah, Dennis Rodman.
That's all right. Pass.
All right.
We can give away
how about
Kentucky championship ring.
Whoa. Way too far.
The UK.
How about your, what's his name? Abaez?
Javier Baez?
Javier Baez. How about your Javier Baez ball?
No.
Your Manny Pacquiao signed picture.
The one where he looks naked right now?
Yeah. He
No.
just got his shirt off. How about the Ryan Dempster baseball autograph?
No.
What about those White Sox autographs?
Yeah, we'll give away that. I'll pay you to take them from us.
No. Because we're going to auction it off the speed of the light.
Okay. All right.
I dropped it again.
But hey, we got some quick announcements. Don't forget. I'll tell you what we'll give them, Pastor Matt.
What? We want?
We will give them, if they shout us out hard, I mean make us famous.
Make us famous?
If you make us famous,
you're already famous.
You make 30-minute Thursday right now famous on that book or on that Twitter, then we'll give you or somebody that you know 2 free registrations for kids camp.
What?
Yeah, and maybe depending on how generous I am, you can go on our outreach.
You're crazy right now, dog.
You can go on our outreach into the city in 3 weeks for free.
So hold up. If they give us shout-outs right now, hashtag 30-minute Thursday.
I'm watching.
You're going to give away 2 free registrations to kids camp.
Yeah, for
somebody
siblings or somebody that they know.
Maybe they got some neighbors.
Yeah, that would be an $80 value.
And you're going to give them away. You're going to give them away one of our mission trips for free too. They get to go.
Yeah, I'll tell you what they can do. They can choose whether or not they want to go the one in 3 weeks or the one in 4 weeks. They will get 1 day of missions trip into our city of Valparaiso for community outreach for free. You don't have to pay. It'll come out of my pocket.
I just paused the music. What you think of that?
Was
that too abrupt? Did it get too quiet all of a sudden? Man. I feel like now it's really awkward because like now the music's not there. Let me try it right again.
Colin just said that you and me are his 2 favorite bays.
Oh, babe, which means before anyone else.
Anyone else. That's right.
Cool.
That is absolutely right.
Hey, man. Hey, hold up. Next week. Don't forget.
Get up there. Get right.
Don't forget. Read that.
Hit pause.
Pause it.
No, they can't hit pause. We're
live, dog.
Oh, man.
Hey, don't pause it. Just read it. 2nd of July. Cookout. The reason it's 2nd of July is because it's on July 2nd.
Yeah, it's
not July 4th. Read it again. Look, we've got
games,
food, volleyball, bonfire.
It's back at our pavilion.
Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Upcoming Wednesday. Bring somebody with you, man. We're gonna play volleyball. We're gonna play cornhole toss.
Yeah.
We're gonna play
Muddy Knuckles.
Yeah, we got the go-karts will be here.
Yeah.
And what else? We're going to have those bumper boats will be here. And then also, if you know some cheerings, You got some cheerings. You might have some little brothers and little sisters. Cousins, nephews, nieces. Right here. Look, you're watching. Peggy Way, I know you're going to hook it up. I know Peggy Way is watching right now. Camp is on the way. Look, this is not VBS.
No, come on.
This is not VBS. Some people are like, oh, is it like VBS? No, it's not VBS. It's kids camp. It's here at Heartland. It's all day. We're going to be feeding the cheerings. We're going to be having fun with the cheerings. It's going to be a blast.
I'll tell you why it's not VBS, man.
Why?
VBS stands for Vacation Bible School.
This ain't no vacation.
It's no vacation because we're gonna be doing some awesome stuff.
Go ahead.
We're not on vacation.
Nope.
And it ain't no Bible school.
No.
It's camp.
Camp.
Last time I checked, I don't have fun at school.
Nope.
But I have fun at camp.
I sure do have fun at camp.
So we're gonna have fun that week.
We're gonna have inflatables. We're gonna have some water games. We're gonna have some mascots. We're gonna have.
Who's our mascot?
I don't know, maybe the dog.
Okay. What about the panda bear?
The panda bear. I might dress up in the panda bear outfit.
I want you to dress up like a ninja.
I might be a ninja. I could rock a ninja outfit.
Not of the Teenage Mutant variety though.
No, hey,
not the turtle.
Which the new trailer came out for the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Oh hey,
who is calling?
I guess you didn't silence your phone. That's all right.
From Homer, Indiana.
That's Miguel.
Miguel, he's at camp.
I think
Miguel. Oh no, I'm sorry about that, people. But anyway.
First of all, rude. That's internet.
So look, those two things. Let me show them one more time, just in case you forgot. Pow Pow, Kids Camp, boom, and next week, Boo Boo, 2nd of July. Not to be confused with the 4th of July cookout.
I'll tell you right now, we got Allison Banks.
What'd she say?
And we got Colin Wright trying to make us famous right now all over Twitter.
Only those two?
Allison just said that we are the best on YouTube, like ever.
Allison Banks. Thank you so much.
We're the best on YouTube.
Thank you so much.
Colin said obviously that we're his two favorite bays, but he also said something else.
What did he say?
Well, it says shout out to my two favorite. He basically said the same thing, but he hashtag 30minthursday.
Okay. Good job, Colin.
But we still love him, I guess.
We still love you, man, without a doubt.
I love him better here than there.
Yes.
But
yes.
So
hey. Don't mention now. I know we just mentioned it quickly, but mention our 3 mission trips. Basically, our 3 things we still got coming up this summer.
Man, we got a lot going on.
Yeah, we got a lot coming up. I'm just gonna chill back here.
You gonna chill back there? All right. So we got basically the first mission trip that we have coming on. It's going to be a park outreach where we're going to be going to parks all over Valparaiso, Couch, the surrounding areas, and what we're going to be doing is we are going to be putting on a type of energetic, like something camp-wise, what we'd be doing at a camp out at the parks. We're going to be hooking up people with prizes, doing games. We're going to have some cool illustrations, some skits that we're going to be doing at parks such as Valparaiso. I don't know, what's another park? Bicentennial Park?
Bicentennial Park.
We got that Dozier Park.
We got that Dozier. Yeah, I think it is
Dozier Park down in Couch. Well, we got parks. Don't you worry about where they're at. Just know that they're happening.
How many are we going?
We're going to go to 4 camps in 2 days.
4 in 2 days.
4 by 2.
2 Wednesdays, 4 parks.
Boom. And so what we're going to do is if you're interested in being a part of that, it costs $30. That helps us get out to those parks, helps us with supplies, helps us with prizes that we're going to give away at the parks because we want to blow it up. And not in like the call the cops blow it up, but in the like blow it up for Jesus type of a thing. Have fun, blow it up, not the fire, screaming, running around type of blow it up.
No, not the
that bad kind of.
Not the like Caleb Keelan and Tanner Redmond blow it up. Where
I wish we had that video.
Yeah, that would have been nice. We could have showed everybody. Hey, speaking of camp,
we haven't even gotten through the announcements yet.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, man. My bad.
The last one, those are 2 of the outreaches, 2 different days. We've got a Chicago missions trip coming up. Pastor Matt, tell them a little bit about that
Chi-Town. Inglewood is where we're headed. Hey, if you want to sign up, Tyler Keelan is heading it up. You need to sign up at the house. It's only $30. We're gonna be doing
that ain't bad.
No, we're gonna be doing some street work. We're gonna be working with the homeless.
What street work?
Street work, like telling people about Jesus on the streets.
Paving streets?
No, man, not like
hard hats
or paving. We're telling people about Jesus on the streets, inviting them to church. We're gonna be working with the homeless. I hear that there's a basketball outreach You might be able to go in there, cross it up,
Oh,
break some
first
ankles.
of all, you'll get owned.
No, I'll get owned.
I saw some 14, 15-year-olds that can't straight up own
Who?
you.
Name one.
Well, Isaiah.
Isaiah, I was in flip flops.
You were not. I made fun of you because you weren't in flip flops.
I was in flip flops.
No,
I didn't even get to warm up.
you were in your Kentucky Blues.
I came out cold, man. I didn't even get the shot. I didn't get nothing.
I
and
had
the
your
ball.
back. I'll let you know.
And the ball was really aired up too. The ball was really bouncy.
It wasn't keeping him from cashing.
Nah, man. Isaiah knows good well I can own him in basketball. He knows that. I'm calling him out right now. I hope he's watching.
Until you embarrass me.
Isaiah, I hope you're watching because you know I owned you on the court every other time except for that one time.
Okay, well,
hey, did not silence their phone.
Hey, you go ahead. Tell them about Chicago. I'll be right back.
All right. Hey, so Chi-Town is coming up. You want to sign up for that, man. It's a good time. I'm sorry. It's a good time. And, hey, you just not muted your phone. See what I saw?
What are you talking about?
Hey, we're going to go to Chicago. It's the end of July, and we're going to have a good time. So come next Wednesday, sign up, or come Sunday.
Yeah.
You can be here on a Sunday and sign up on Sundays, too. All right, I'm done.
All right.
Let me go and bring this music down now.
Yeah, go ahead and bring that down. We're going to talk about camp real quick. Camp was, I will say, it was the best camp we've ever been to.
I'm not just saying that.
I told them last night, everybody that raised their hands that had been to camp before this past week, but did not go this week. And then I let them know that it was the best camp we ever went to. And I'm not sure just because there's no way to tell. But I said maybe it was because they didn't go this year. So I don't know. The only way we would have known is if they came. But it was the best camp that we've ever been to for so many different reasons. First of all, Orange team represented the whole time. We got to hang out with another youth group, which would have been LaPorte.
Hey, shout out to LaPorte.
Yeah,
just a couple of our students came and hung out with us.
They did that lip sync to that song. What was it? Sadie Hawkins dance. It was hilarious.
Legit.
It was the best.
We got hosed. We should have won first place.
Yeah, well, apparently.
I'm not going to call out no names, Nathan and Doug Romy, but y'all hosed us.
I guess Jamie Montero.
Jamie Montero, the speaker.
His fault.
Yeah, he hosed us.
Dylan didn't help us out.
Dylan's going to be our shockwave speaker, and he hosed us.
I'll just say that when basically every other youth pastor and staff comes up and says, that's the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
You would put two and two together.
You would assume that you would win first place. But, hey, we're not bitter.
And speaking of shockwave really fast, coming up in September.
I think the second
weekend of September.
Man,
put it on your calendar.
That's going to be
awesome. Tweet it out. #Shockwave 2014.
2014. That's good. How you spell Shockwave?
We got a new youth group joining us for Shockwave.
Who's joining us?
I'm not telling you yet. I'm not going to reveal that.
Oh, see, that's good you said that. I was just going to let them know.
No, we don't.
All right. Well, hey, camp was amazing. The coolest thing that happened at camp this year is we had.
The camp food was good.
The camp food was good. That wasn't what I was talking about, though.
My bad.
I mean, the camp food was good.
My bad.
What was your favorite camp meal? I mean, we're there. Let's talk about it.
Spaghetti.
The spaghetti was all right.
That wasn't a favorite thing. What was the best thing about camp?
I would say the best thing about camp would be the water balloon fight. That's not what I was going to talk about either.
That wasn't it either?
No, that wasn't it either.
How about us getting owned in Hoosier football? Is that the best
First
thing?
of all, again, bogus. Who loses like 53-3? Who does that?
That's unheard of in Hoosier football.
That's our sport.
That's physically impossible almost to lose that bad in Hoosier football, and somehow we
it was hang your head back.
I'm not going to say no names, but there's a certain youth pastor that got in an argument with the ref. I'm not going to say no names, but somebody got some attitude.
I'm not going to tell you what he said.
Yeah. It was Christian-like.
It was Christian-like.
There was no language involved.
No.
So it was very Christian-like.
There was some attitude.
My head had some attitude.
He might have said something along the lines of, put that megaphone down
and talk to me like a
man.
Jesus
touched this man right here.
Hey, pray for me. I'm competitive.
Man, you know what? We're just being real with them. They're learning the real Matt and John right now. Yeah. So, but for real,
tell them.
The coolest thing that happened at camp, there's a young lady that goes to our student ministry. Her name is Madison Wright.
What's up, Maddie?
Maddie is been in our church since she was maybe like conceived.
Yeah. She's been in our church for a long time.
Since she's been conceived.
Yeah. I mean, her mom went to our church.
Like maybe we could say like since she was born.
Since she was in the womb.
Okay.
Her mom went to her when she was in the
womb.
So
yeah, so Maddie's been a part of our church.
Which was just a twinkle in her daddy's eye.
Conception. So, but anyways, she's going into a grade in middle school. I want to say she's going into 7th grade. Could be, yeah, she's going into 7th grade. But basically what happened is Maddie on the first day of camp lost something very important, and that was her
pride.
Well, she did lose her pride right after she lost her glasses.
Oh,
she lost her Coke bottle glasses. She wears glasses that are thicker than any form of, like, you couldn't even, the windows in the buildings were not as thick as Madison's glasses.
No, but why is that, though?
Because Madison was pretty much legally blind. Even if she was wearing those glasses, she would still squint in order to make out the faces of who was talking to her, which is, sad.
Yeah.
It's really, really sad. But Madison lost her glasses the first day as she was at one of the sports fields, and she found out and she panicked.
You know what it was?
What was it?
I think she lost them when they would play in Hoosier football.
Yeah.
She took them off because she didn't want to see us get beat that bad.
That's what it was. It didn't happen if you didn't see it, is what I'm pretty sure.
Exactly.
Is what went down.
She's like, I can't watch this.
I can't look at this no more. But basically, Madison lost her glasses. That's probably the reason why. But she was in a panic for a couple reasons. The main one was because she was afraid that mom and dad were going to whoop her. But here's the deal. We know her mom and dad, they would not have whooped her. But pretty much she was scared for her life. And then she was frustrated because she knew that she wasn't going to be able to play sports. She wasn't going to be able to enjoy services. And sure enough, we get into service, and the lights, which were awesome because the district hooked it up with our services. And the stage design wasn't that bad either.
Stage design was pretty good.
And Amanda Thomas. But she's getting a migraine from the lights. And so pretty much she sat in the back of the room. She started to get this really, really bad migraine. And then during altar calls, she ended up going up to the altar, and she had people praying for her migraine. That's all for healing of her migraine.
Of the migraine.
And so she went up there, and she was praying that her migraine would stop hurting. And one would think, oh, we serve a God that can cure a headache. And I believe that. But we also serve a God that answers your prayers, but then takes it a step forward because of the reason of her migraine was the fact she didn't have glasses. So Madison opened up her eyes, and Pastor Man, nothing was blurry.
No, it was blurry.
She had perfect eyesight, perfect vision when she opened up her eyes. Now, you might be like, oh, well, you know, she's a junior higher. Maybe she's exaggerating. I thought the same thing, and so did the most skeptical person in Madison's life, her sister Lily.
Yep.
And we put Madison through insane seeing tests, vision tests. We had her reading stuff from across the room that people with good eyesight couldn't even see, and she was nailing every single word. Now, the cool thing about it was she got her glasses back, and she tried her glasses on, and she could not see a thing when she put her glasses on. So I still got her glasses in my possession right now, and she's down in Indianapolis with her dad. She doesn't even need her glasses, and it's cool because I ain't got a panic phone call. Hey, mail these glasses down here because she can see. She don't need them no more.
Give it up for God, man.
That's
how God rolls, man.
So I thought that right there alone was a camp thing. I'll tell you what was really cool, and I don't think it was an accident. That happened on the first day of camp, and what that did is that set the expectation high for the rest of our students. And I'm going to be honest with you, we saw students expecting things that they've never expected in their lives, and God delivered on some of the most insane, awesome things the entire week. So
that was good.
So that was camp.
Awesome
give it up for camp. Give it up for Jesus. Give it up. Just in general. So we got one more shout out. Let me see what that was. You keep it going. Keep it going.
Giving it up for Jesus still.
You don't want to miss Ghetto Greek and the Southern Mister. Bring it on 30-minute Thursday.
Who said that?
That was Colin Wright.
Oh,
Ghetto Greek and the Southern Minister. Not the Southern Mister.
Southern Minister. Yeah. Why'd you get Ghetto Greek?
I don't know. I'm not.
No one's ever called you Ghetto ever.
No.
But that's a good name though. I like
hashtag real talk. Hashtag you're lost. Hashtag viral call.
Okay.
Not too bad. Christine said, "Shout out to my youth pastors." I don't know what I'm supposed to be saying, but yeah, 30-minute Thursday.
All right.
So,
Christine,
there
good
you
job.
go. Not bad, Christine.
Hey, with Christine, I literally almost Tuesday night I went downtown and there was like 8,000 teenagers there.
I don't know.
No exaggeration. And so I'm driving by and I see Christine, I see Taylor, Allison, like a bunch of them are hanging out. Sam, so I rolled on the window to yell at them, just saying like, "Hey, what's up?"
They scattered.
Thinking, no, they didn't scatter. I literally almost saw half my youth group die in front of my eyes because they instantly made a beeline to my car in oncoming traffic and had to yell at them like, "No, don't move!"
Oh man,
and they almost got hit.
The sound
of the shepherd. I guess I just said, hey, and then just immediately started.
But this shepherd led them into oncoming traffic.
That was a bad shepherd.
And I will say real quick that the whole thing, like beeline, makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever.
Or beeline?
Yeah, because beeline, they don't go straight. I mean, they're like all over the place. They zigzag. They run.
So I guess they made a lowercase L line.
Yeah, they made an L line.
Yeah, they made an L line to me. You know what's so crazy is I realized too. All I did was had to yell, hey. Mm-hmm. They came running. I got to talk to my boys for like 15 minutes to come in another room. Yeah. How does that happen?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm scared.
Yeah,
I'm scared for you with them three boys.
We do the FAQ now, or you want to do your sermon recap?
You know what? I'll tell you what. We only got 10 minutes.
We're having so much fun today.
Here's the deal. I'm having a blast. I'm not going to go over the entire thing. I'm going to give you the context of what we're going to do.
Dude, hit them with the three things that you just basically hit them with that three. How do you get to the fire? Your 3 points?
Yeah, basically, how do you endure fire? I basically talked out of the story of Paul when that joker was on the ship. Now, long story short, Paul's on a ship. He's a prisoner. Ship crashes. Everybody's saved. Paul listened to the voice of God when nobody else would. So they hit shore, Pastor Matt. And I'm thinking to myself, how do you endure the way Paul did? Because that joker took a lot of abuse that none of us could even ever imagine in our worst day. So they hit shore. I'm thinking, man, Paul endured some fires in his life from all directions. So I thought to myself, how do you endure that fire? Number one, I think you endure the fire. You fight fire simply by know that it's coming. And the only way to know when stuff is coming your way, when the fire's coming at you, is to simply have communication with the one that knows all. Because that's exactly what Paul did. Paul did it. He had no idea what was coming his way, except for the fact that God spoke directly to him and said, Paul, don't worry about this shipwreck. You're going to make it. And guess what? Everybody on the ship with you is going to make it. And so what Paul did is from that point forward, Pastor Matt, he did not do what you and me would have done in that situation, which would have been what? Panic. We would have panicked.
Chaos.
Pandemonium. But what Paul did was he said, hey, we haven't eaten in 14 days. Maybe we should eat some breakfast. Everybody's looking at Paul like, bro, you're crazy. But the reason he could do that is because he knew that he served a God that had his back. And it was just that simple. And so he saw what was coming because he had a relationship and he had communication with Jesus. And all I simply talked about was maybe we need to start having communication with Jesus one-on-one instead of having communication with a friend of Jesus. Mm-hmm. Being spoon-fed by Pastor Matt, by Pastor Phil, by Pastor John, that the only communication we have is what Jesus spoke to somebody else, and they tell us that maybe if we gave Jesus 15 minutes a day, the first 15 minutes, we're ready to battle the storms and the fire coming at us. Mm-hmm. Number two, all I talked about is what we need to do when we have a fire is we need to absolutely push through it. We need to push through that fire because that's exactly what Paul did, and that's what he did for all the other sailors. I don't know what would have happened if Paul would have given up. I'll tell you what now. First of all, if Paul would have given up, if he wouldn't have heard the voice of God, if he wouldn't have been in communication with God still, then we might not have ever known what was going on. Because I'll tell you right now, one thing, that if I put myself in Paul's shoes, possibly I would have given up before I even got on the ship. Because if you know anything about prisoners back in biblical times, they did not just get locked up in a cell in 24 hours. Mom and dad came and bailed them out. They were put into jail. They were beaten. They were tortured. I might have given up when I saw that rod swing back and ready to hit me right in the ribs. But Paul never gave up. Yep. And that way we know the story of what happened, and we know about how awesome God is because we can see that through Paul's life and through his trials. And then the third thing was simply shake it off. We get out of the fire by shaking off because when Paul got off that ship, they did something that I think all of us would have done. We would have tried to relax. So what he did is he got everybody together. They made a huge fire because they were soaking wet, and they tried to relax. And so what they did is they stood around this fire mat. They were taking a breath. They were taking a breather, thinking it's finally done. We're no longer prisoners because we're on a native land, and everybody's got my back because guess what? My God is awesome. And while they're there taking a breather, a venomous snake jumps out of the fire and latches onto Paul's hand. Mm-hmm. And what does Paul do? Is it simple? He doesn't panic. Oh, he doesn't do what we do. I'll tell you, I wouldn't have panicked. I would have passed out at that point. I wouldn't even have had time to panic. I would have seen that snake here. I would have dropped down. Jesus. But Paul simply shakes it off into the fire, and he keeps on going. And so that's what we got to do in those situations. We got to know that we serve a God that that cares about us, because we get in points in our lives where we're going through storms, we're going through shipwrecks. It feels like our ship is going down, but God says, don't panic. I've got you. And sometimes what happens is when we start going through that shipwreck, when we start going through that, we're just like the sailors on that ship when they try jumping overboard, because they don't trust that God's got our backs when that ship starts going down. So there's more to it. I would say grab the podcast.
Boom, grab it.
Didn't get recorded.
Oh, then how
So,
they grab the
but
podcast?
I was just going to say, I would say grab the podcast if that little red button was pushed. But hey, I'll tell you what, if you want the sermon notes, just hook up myself or Pastor Matt. There's more to it.
I don't have it. You have it.
They're in your hands right now.
I don't have it.
But cool. So, just real quick, do we have time for that FAQ?
Let me see. Oh, we got time quickly. I'm going to tackle it quickly because it's a great question. People ask us, how should a Christian respond to beggars?
That's a good, because I'll be honest, we live by Chicago. We go up there all the time.
You go to Chi-Town, you see people in Valpo now.
Yep.
They got the signs, hungry, need food. You know, and then you got the people too that says, you know, I give them props. At least they're honest. Hey, not gonna lie, it's gonna go for booze.
Yeah.
So people often ask, well, what are we supposed to do as Christians? How are we supposed to respond to beggars? And there's many ways you can do it. Number one, let me say, it's very biblical, and the Bible does speak.
Is it don't?
No, the Bible speaks.
Oh, it's the Bible.
The Bible speaks clearly that we are supposed to help those in need.
Okay. Yeah.
But what we do have to do is just use some wisdom, use some common sense. Sometimes one thing I know I like to do, I don't necessarily like to give money.
Yeah.
A lot of times, I know sometimes there is certain, like for example, sometimes we'll have people stop by here and say, hey, we needed, we're trying to, are you serious? What is Jason doing? What is he doing at the window right now? So
hey, that's our executive pastor here at Heartland.
Good job. Some people will say stop by here before, and they said, hey, we're trying to get someplace. We need gas. We're on empty.
Yeah.
So instead of just handing them money, we've run them down to the gas station, filled up their gas tank.
Yeah.
Sometimes we found out they were telling the truth. One time we took the dude to the gas station. We tried to fill up his gas tank, and no kidding y'all, his gas tank would only hold $4 of gas.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I'm on empty. I'm trying to get out of town."
Yeah, and we only put $4
Yeah,
of gas.
and I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure, you were on empty." But there's things to do like that. Some people, instead of giving money, they give gift cards.
Yeah.
To a restaurant, you know, for hunger, for hungry. If people were saying I need money for food, some people, instead of giving money, maybe they will even give them food themselves.
That's my mom's move. She works out in Chicago.
So
she'll always buy
grab a meal.
Food.
Go grab a meal and hand it to them.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, if they're really in need, and if they're really needing what they're asking for, that kind of stuff is just as much important to them as money, because it's meeting their need. And the biggest thing, let me just give some scripture. The Bible does speak clearly. Listen to what it says in Psalms chapter 41, verse 1 through 2. It says, "Blessed is he who has regard for the weak. The Lord delivers him in times of trouble. The Lord will protect him and preserve his life. He will bless him in the land and not surrender him to the desire of his foes." So the answer is simple. Number one is definitely like God blesses us so we can bless others. A lot of people say, but never jeopardize your own self. You don't never want to, for example, take your mortgage payment if you have a mortgage payment or your car payment.
Be wise.
And you know, be wise with it. And pray. Now, if God says, "Hey, take this money and do it, and I'm going to take care of you," and prayer, and you know God's spoken to you, do it in that way. But is it important to take care of the needy and help the needy? Yes.
Absolutely.
Just use some wisdom.
Yeah, I would say, and in those situations, I don't think the Bible ever talks about generosity being a negative thing.
No.
Generosity is a huge thing. And also, if you're like, well, I'm going to give food in those moments, I'll tell you what, tie up with a church, tie up with another organization that you can give money to that then takes care of a bunch of people.
Yeah, food pantries.
Food pantries.
Go volunteer.
Homeless shelters.
Tell them about Jesus.
Yeah.
And always, too, there was actually just a cool article on Facebook. Now, we don't have time, so we got to go on the book about a guy who saw someone homeless who was shirtless. He took his shirt off his back, gave it to him. But then here's the cool thing. You can go read the article on Facebook. He then told him about Jesus, and there's a picture of him praying with him.
Oh, hey,
so even
awesome.
anytime when we're ministering to people, don't just drop something in their bucket or hand them some food. Tell them about the most important thing, and that's the love of Christ.
That is awesome. That was good job. Good job, Pastor Matt. Hey, we're going to close it out. While we're closing out real quick, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shout out our birthdays. Pastor Matt, get ready to send us off real quick. Birthdays, Victoria Cross just had one on the 23rd. George Ann Bush just had one on the 25th. Colin Murphy has one coming up on the 27th. And then Amanda Vogelin has one coming up on the 29th. So there you go.
Happy birthday!
So everybody, I hope you have a great week. Pastor Matt, go ahead and grab that mouse down there to avoid the awkwardness that we had last week.
Very
and
true.
then I hope that you guys have a fantastic week.
See you next
Love
week.
you all.
Cookout, bonfire, volleyball.
The second. See ya.
Deuces.
Just hit that stop.